Making disciples is and is not different in different contexts, right? I mean, specifically in the urban context, you have different opportunities. You build things, build programs, and you even actually build mercy and justice ministries differently than you might in a suburban context. But I think it's also important to highlight similarities, to highlight the general human context, because we have this tendency to say, here's how we do things in the church, and then here's how we do things in the urban church. And so it's really important for us to strive for a greater, not only theological unity, but a greater unity even of communication, how we train youth in the urban context, being so different from how we might train youth who grow up maybe outside of a city to come into the city and befriend youth in the city. We do a lot of discipleship via, I hate to say patronizing, but there's an accidental drive-by discipleship that happens in the urban context that I believe conferences like Legacy are striving to encounter and to challenge. And I think it's really important to note that discipleship at its most basic, its most practical, is simply acknowledging that when God brought you into his family, he wasn't done. So once we acknowledge that, then making disciples simply becomes the action, the habit of informing people wherever you are, however you meet them, that God's family is enlarging and they should be a part of it. So urban discipleship in its clearest form, most basic definition, would be doing family building in a city. And that means that you're going to be able to go to an outdoor basketball court, or you'll be able to speak in multiple languages within a 2-block radius, or you'll be able to have people to your home in different contexts in different ways than you would in other places in our country. But it doesn't make it different. It doesn't make it special in terms of how we take the Bible and live it out. To make disciples on the urban landscape is actually to do so in an environment that is almost as confusing, as fast-paced, and sometimes as hostile to Christians as the very, very first churches in the New Testament. And so I think that our churches in the U.S. have to grapple with urban discipleship making. We have to begin to encourage each other to do it. And we have to find out how we can partner with people who are far away from folks that have the opportunity to do urban discipleship making. How are we honoring each other in our different contexts? And how are we saying, yes, we have to do things differently, but we are doing these different things for the same reason? To me, it differs in a lot of places in our country over race, culture, and language. But if we begin to see those things as norms and as beautiful opportunities to learn, then maybe we will begin to change making disciples as a whole until it doesn't really matter what context you're in. It matters how you're trained and prepared with biblical, cultural intelligence to face anything, no matter where you came